Alright. Opponent chooses to go first, plays his Lafitte, ends the turn. On our turn, we'll draw our Dawn up, use our Law Searcher, grabbing the 5-drop Sanji, and we'll use the other Law Search to grab a 2k Sanji. Getting those on-play effects out as early as possible before Blackbeard decides he wants to start discarding cards to shut him off, so... So we're playing Black-Purple Luffy, and our opponent's on Blackbeard. He's using his Lafitte effect to search. He found himself a Von Augur. Alright, so he attaches his remaining 2 Dawn that he has. Swing 7 on 5. I took that life. It's back to us. Gonna draw our Dawn. We're at 4. Gonna try to take out his Searcher, see what he does. He gives me a 2k or lets it go, either way works. Because if he does protect it, we'll just send in the other Law. Alright, so he lets it go. Here debating if I want to use the Black Maria. But I decided to go with the Frankie instead to use the on-play effect. We're going to trash probably the Searcher Law, yep. And get some Dawn back. Here I'm thinking, like, I have the Gum Gum Giant, but, like, I don't need it yet, so I'll just attach the Dawn to Luffy and go 6 on 5. Opponent can, yep, give me a 2k. That works for me. Get that hand size down between him discarding for his effect and countering out. We want to keep Blackbeard's hand kind of small. That's kind of the goal anyways. Because he'll have to choose between, advancing his board or shutting off her own plays. And when you can make them not very good choices either way, helps us out. So the Frankie had an on-play ability, Dawn -2, draw 2, trash 1, which works with the leader effect. Whenever 2 or more Dawn are returned, you get 1 rested, get 1 active. So here the opponent's going to deploy Stronger. He can trash a card from hand and this character. If he has a Blackbeard Pirate leader, he I think gives it like -2 and then draws a card on KO or something like that. So he trashes, this is my age with the Stronger effect, draws it and gives Frankie -2, which is fine because our leader gives all of our characters +1 whenever he has a Dawn attached to him. So kind of makes the black decks work a little harder with what their main plan is. But he does use his Black Hole event to KO Frankie, which is fine, or trash Frankie. Then goes into the Law, just kind of cleaning up the board, it looks like. So he did not use his leader effect, so our on plays are active. So we'll deploy Zoro, use Dawn -2. We'll get 2 back active and 1 rested. So here I'm just debating what I want to do. I have 5 Dawn. I'm just going to attach 3 to Law and swing 5 on 5. Get a card out of hand or it gives me a life. Either one works. So it looks like he took the life there, that's fine. And then we'll go 7 on 5, same thing, but he's going to give us 2 cards or he's going to give us a life. And he's got 5 cards in hand, so, and the top knot here, that I have that in the deck to help with the Jesus Burgess, because they're pretty sticky body, so when they hit the field, they're kind of hard to remove. So top knot's a good answer for those, and it's also good for the Dopey matchup, because it can hit, Jinbeis and other things that you just don't want to deal with. So it looks like he took that life as well, so he's gaining some cards in hand. Here he's going to play Basco Shot, which is this 2-drop blocker. Still has 5 Dawn to work with, so we'll see what he does. Going to play Kuzan. Okay. I guess it's a tech choice. He's going to go 5 on 2 on the Searcher. Let him have it. Sorry, did his job. He got a hit in, and it found me some cards, so. Alright, so my turn. I'm going to draw. I'm at 9 Dawn right now. I'm going to use this to just KO the Kuzan. That Kuzan's when attacking can give -4, which is going to help Blackbeard with the removal part of the game, so. I got 3 Dawn. Here I'm debating. I mean, I can get the Black Maria down. Counting up Dawn, I'm like, well, doesn't really make sense, but we're going to do it anyways. Because, like I said, it wasn't really needed. It was more of just, I don't know, probably misplay on my part. I should have kept the extra 2k in hand. And I also misplayed here as well, where I forgot to swing with the Zoro. No reason not to swing with Zoro. But I do have a Dawn open in case I need to use the Gum Gum Giant, which currently do not need. I have 3 health. He's only got a 2k blocker in his leader effect, so and I have 3, so here he's going to play Shiru, a 3/4, a 2k out of hand, so he has Dawn 1/1 attacking, he can trash 2 and draw 2, so. Alright, he plays Bound Augur. He can rest it to give a character -3 if his leader's Blackbeard. So here he's going to go 6 on 5. I'll just use a 2k to counter out. I'm going to use a Sanji. Because I do have the 10-drop Luffy in hand and the Black Maria, so it helps me regain my Dawn if it gets to that point. But I do have a decent board right now. Alright, so here I'm at 10 Dawn. But opponents can't play on ability. So I kind of misread this card. I was thinking I still would be able to get the rush, but I see it was all part of the effect. So I was like, oh, well. Alright, I guess we'll just put one on Luffy and go 6 on 5. Give me a card. Or actually, give me a 2k, a life, or your blocker. Gave me the life. We'll go Sanji, 6 on 5. Same thing. And here I'm like, maybe next turn I'll play the Luffy, the 10-drop Luffy. If I can catch him without using his don't play effects. And once again, I didn't attack with the Zoro. I don't know why I'm not doing that. There's really no reason not to be attacking with Zoro. Luckily, these small misplays have not caught up to me yet in the game. And here comes this 10-drop blocker, which he will be able to negate one of my leader's effects and prevent one of my characters from attacking next turn. It's a pretty good blocker. 10-drop 12k. So he's going to nullify Luffy's effect, so me Dawn minusing isn't going to give me anything, and my 9-drop won't be able to attack. But he is really low on cards, which is good for us. He has 2 cards in hand. So the top knot here, I'm just debating if I want to utilize it next turn. So we're going to go 6 on 5. I'll use my 2k. Because I'm thinking here maybe the 10-drop Luffy might be a little slow for where we're at. The 5 on 6 I counter out for just 1k with Law. So I don't have a lot of counter in hand right now, so I'm getting kind of worried. Because usually when the teach blockers come down, they usually come down in multiples. So here I'm just going to use a top knot. I'm just like, yeah, we're just going to get rid of the blocker here. Essentially a one drop, because I got some down back with the leader effect. So finally I decided to attack with Zoro. So we'll go 9 on 5. So he can't counter, he takes the life. And he has his blocker, so I'm trying to just bait him enough to make him use his blocker. Like with 2 cards in hand, 1 blocker, I still have technically 3 swings. So I'm just trying to attach some Dawn to make him not be able to use counter out of hand, so choose his blocker life. It's alright. So here I'm just debating. I'm like, I have a 2K Maria. We're like, yeah, let's go 5. We'll go 5. I'm assuming this is going to be an easy counter, but black likes to brick up a lot, so we'll see. So he had the counter here. I'm like, okay, so yeah. I was like, yeah, I know he's going to use the teach blocker, but he didn't. He used the 1K out of hand, which is great. Sometimes you just got to noob check people, make sure that they know what they're playing. So that was a misplay on his part where he should have just used his blocker because he stopped my 9-drop Luffy from attacking. And even then, I wouldn't have been able to. So here we are. We're getting towards the end of the game. Opponent's got 0 life, 1 blocker, 2 cards in hand. I'm not looking much better. I have 3 life, but counter power is not good. I think I have a 1K Frankie in hand. That's about it. Here, I'm just waiting on my opponent to figure out what they want to do. I mean, he has 4 attacks. I have no blockers. He puts the Dawn on properly. Like, he has to try to go for game this turn because there's no way he gets out of the, the counter back unless he somehow has another. Nah, he has to go for game this turn. Even with if he had another blocker in hand, it wouldn't do him any good. All right, here's gonna load up 9 on 5, and like I said, my hand's kind of low on counter, so I'm just gonna take this. No help with the Zoro, no counter. I'm like, okay, 12 on 5. Yeah, I'm taking that. Here I have a trigger effect, which I could put something at the bottom. I am gonna choose to do that. This is gonna get rid of one of his potential attacks, and he's gonna slam some Dawn up on Von Augur. Like I look at 5 cards in hand, but realistically, it's only one card, 1 counter. So he's just gonna put a bunch of Dawn on Von Augur and just go in 12 on 6 or 12 on 5, which I'm gonna take. No question not to. I couldn't get out of it if I wanted to. So here's my turn. I draw another Ice Age. I'm like, I have no way of really removing that, so I'm just like, yeah. Well, good game, opponent.